It's been 9 months since I've had a hair transplant at Elithair. Hi, I'm Sharaf, and I am a medical consultant at Elithair, and also a patient of theirs. So how my job works is I receive reference photographs and basic information of a potential patient online. After we take their photographs through with our medical team for an analysis, I then have a solid 10 to 15 minute conversation with them about their options, what could best suit them in terms of procedures, before finally locking down details and preparing for their stay at Istanbul.
What made you decide to get a hair transplant personally?
I did get a hair transplant. It's been about 9 months now. I think it's looking pretty good so far. So why did I get that hair transplant? To be honest, I'd say I first started considering it when I was in college. Mid-20s, I started seeing some recession around the temples. It didn't bother me too much at first, but as it continued to recede and as I kept trying to cover it up, it just felt like it was a losing battle. So at some point I just shaved it, and a couple of years after that I figured, why not give it a shot? I work here, I'm seeing the results for myself. If they can do it, why can't I? So I got my analysis, went to Istanbul, the rest is history.
What were your biggest assumptions before the procedure?
My biggest assumption before having this hair transplant would be the fact that I thought it'd be pretty painful. You know, it's a medical procedure, full-on surgery. But after doing it myself, I can tell you, with Elithair's Comfort In or their Sleep Deep method, whichever one you go for, I couldn't feel a thing. I basically slept through half of it.
What actually surprised you the most?
I'd say now that I'm a good amount of time removed from my procedure, the one thing that kind of surprised me was how much of a recovery process it was. You don't really hear about the months after the procedure, how slow it can feel, how anxious you can be when you're waiting for those results to show. It really is a journey, more so afterwards than before. But it's definitely worth it. It's just a matter of being patient and trusting the process.
How long did it take until you started seeing results?
I'd say surprisingly sooner than I thought. Actually, around the 4-month mark, I felt like I pretty much had the exact hairline that I wanted. Progress since then has been gradual, but noticeable enough that I still get comments about it at the workplace.
What advice would you give someone thinking about a hair transplant?
I would say to anyone who's considering something like this, reach out. Discuss these kinds of things with experts whose entire profession is giving you advice on these things. Like myself, I'm a medical consultant. Consultations are free, doesn't hurt. Send your photos over, we'll let you know if you're eligible or not. And when it comes to something like this, none of us are getting younger.
Would you do it again?
Absolutely. When it comes to something like this, now that I've felt for myself how easy it is from going to the clinic, getting the procedure done, the recovery, although slow, was very comfortable. I wouldn't mind doing this again in maybe 5 to 6 years, but as more of a vanity thing than anything else. I mean, I already look great, but when you start getting a taste for it, you always want to see what the next step is, at least for me.
Anything you wish someone had told you before?
I wish if I could have had a conversation with someone who had this done, I wish they told me just how much it changes your life in the smallest of ways, but in ways that you really start noticing after a while. I used to really think about my hair. When I woke up in the morning, I'd have to style it a certain way. When I used to shave my head every morning, I used to make sure that it looked clean and even. Nowadays, with my hairline the way it is, I just wake up, comb it, and get out the door. It doesn't really occupy much space in my head these days. And when I look at myself in the mirror, I don't have to put my chin down to see my hairline. It's small things like these that you don't really appreciate and understand until you've had it done yourself. So if this is something that you're considering, why not reach out today? Have a conversation with a consultant like myself. Sign up at elithair.co.uk for your free consultation call.